Still going.
I didn't want to be the only one without glasses on, so I went and got a pair of my blue light.
The same. I'm the only one that actually needs them.
Yeah.
So calm down, okay? If I don't have them on, I can't. Like, if I don't even know which one of you is which.
To be fair, neither Amber nor myself would be able to tell who was who if we hadn't had surgery. So
No,
I don't know who's who.
we were not
no,
naturally
I was.
blessed with good eyes.
I had very bad eyesight before I had laser surgery, so
Oh yeah.
I get it.
Oh, it was bad.
And I refused to wear glasses at the time because glasses were not in at the time. But when I didn't want to put in my contacts, I would sit in the living room and do this and make like a small enough hole that it would like clear up my vision so I could watch TV.
Or you could have just bought glasses and only wore them at home.
I did not want to buy and pay for glasses. I was making like $10 an hour or something. Like,
Yeah, but like go to Walmart. They're like $40 for a pair of glasses. It's not that bad.
not for the kind of my prescription. It was never $40 for a pair of glasses.
No. I feel like by the time I stopped, like I had to wear them for a very long time before I got my eyes done for bad eye reasons, and then had the surgery. And then I feel like almost immediately after the surgery, it became like very popular for people to just wear them. Like
I was so upset about that.
just
I was
naked
so
frame.
upset about
I was
that.
like either naked frames with no lenses or just complete non-prescription, but it was just cute to do. And I was like, for my whole life.
I was made fun of for wearing glasses. And so from the time I was like 13 or 14, forever, I did not wear glasses. I refused because people made fun of me.
Pre-K. I had them in pre-K.
No, that's when I stopped wearing glasses. I started wearing contacts at like 13, 14.
I
And
got them for my 13th
of.
birthday. My 13th birthday, I got them.
And people, to where people, when I went to college, people didn't even know that I had bad eyesight because I wore only contacts.
Ridiculous.
And then I had to buy a pair of glasses because I had to go like a week or two without wearing contacts so my eyes could go to their normal shape. And then so I had to buy a pair of glasses and then return them and get my money back.
I spent like a year and a half in glasses before my surgery.
Yeah, you wore hard contacts though.
I did wear hard contacts. That's how bad my prescription was.
I did not wear hard contacts. I did not have an astigmatism. My mom did. I did not.
Yeah.
I have an astigmatism, but they make soft contacts for astigmatisms now.
Correct.
Now they do. When baby Julie had it, they did not.
Right.
They did eventually get them before I stopped wearing contacts, but they said that it was still going to be clear with the hard because they were newer at that point. And I was like, I'm just used to them. It's fine.
The optometrist that we went to was a family friend. And so like that was the only one that we ever went to. And she basically, like, hard contacts were never an option for me. Like, I didn't know they existed. She pretty much just told me you can't wear contacts because they don't make them for your astigmatism. And so I didn't have contacts until I was in my 20s.
Let me tell you, baby Julie at 13, trying to learn how to use hard contacts, the amount of times I scratched my corneas was absolutely atrocious. And then once you do that, you can't even try to put them back in again for a while. Like, you have to let your eye heal. They're not easy.
What's funny is my brother wears glasses, right? He decided he wanted to get contacts. So he went to the eye doctor the day that we had a flight to Orlando. He went to the eye doctor that morning because our flight wasn't until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. They gave him a pair of contacts to take with him to the trip. He literally, the first time he's ever worn contacts in his life, and he flew to Orlando, and then we don't get in to the hotel until like midnight. And I'm in there, and I'm like getting ready for bed, and he comes in, eye just bloodshot red, and he was like, "Help me! I can't get it out."
I can't believe
go in there and like get it out of his eyeball for him.
You can't fly with contacts when you're a seasoned contact wearer. They dry out. Why would he do that?
He didn't know.
Why would you let him do that?
I told him, I was like, you probably should take them out before you fly. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, well, here, take these eye drops and keep putting them in the whole time. So he did do that. They
Oh,
were
okay.
super dry. They were okay, but he couldn't get it. He didn't know how to get them out.
To like move it down, pinch it, and like, yeah.
Like he didn't know how to pinch it out. I had to literally go in there and like wash my hands really good in front of him because he's a germaphobe, you know. So like wash my hands really good, and then like literally immediately, boop, he was like,
Oh
"How
my
did
gosh.
you do that?"
I have since worn soft contact lenses because I went through like a phase of like wearing colored contacts. Stupid. I was like, my eyes aren't hazel enough. I want them to be greener. I would wear like fake like colored contacts. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I did. So I at least understand the concept of them.
What I used to get all the time, because my eyes are such an odd shade of blue and such a like it's a gray blue that you don't normally see
Mine too.
naturally. And so people were always like, "Are you wearing contacts?" And I'm like, I mean, yes, but the contacts are clear. These are my eye color. I'm not wearing colored contacts.
I got the same thing when I used to wear contacts. People would ask if I was wearing color contacts because my eyes are more gray than blue.
You guys are
Yeah.
special. Look with your special eyes.
But when I wear when I wear a specific color, my eyes get like super vibrantly blue, and then people would be like, "Oh my God, are you wearing colored contacts?" No,
Still no.
no. Eye color changes depending on what you're wearing and what the conditions are that you're in.
It's true. How's everybody doing? And what are we working on tonight? Let's say hello to some friends.
Look, it's Jess. Hi.
It's Jess.
Hi, Maria.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
On time for once. Welcome, Melanie. Hello, Lisa. And Cool Gamer. And Stacy.
Hello.
Been a while. I'm very glad to see you.
Yeah, it is nice to have you back.
It is. Mads here. What up?
What up, Mads?
What up? I have astigmatism, and I did wear contacts for a while, but I like glasses. Yeah. I thought wearing contacts before Jess started wearing contacts.
That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't know that it was an option, and I think that she was just lying to me because she didn't want to give them to me.
Yeah.
They're pricey, and they're not. I think the learning curve on them is a lot steeper, especially when you're younger.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it anyway. I tried. I wasn't completely sold on regular contacts, even like in 7th grade, but like she gave me regular contacts that were not made for astigmatism, and they would just like fall out of my eyes. They would just
because you don't have the right shape for them to like suck onto. Yeah.
Right. So like I would blink and they would just fall out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she was like, well, I guess the contacts are not for you. And I'm like, okay. And so we went back to glasses. And then like, I don't know, a decade later, she was like, they have these new ones that are for astigmatism, which is what you have. And I was like, I didn't know I had astigmatism. Thanks. I also didn't know that I had macular degeneration, which is why my eyesight is so bad. And had I known that earlier in life, they could have done a surgery and I wouldn't need glasses at all, because that's what happened to my nephew.
She just chose to like not inform you.
Yes.
I love that.
Or she didn't, I don't know, maybe testing didn't exist then for it.
Do you want to know the really fun part about hard contact lenses? Is that to take them out, you literally pull the corner of your eye out and blink and it just pops the hell out.
My mom wore hard contacts when I was like really young. I remember her having to like literally hold her hand out and like they would
catch it,
boom, and they would pop out.
They're a projectile. So like also having allergies and itchy eyes and like rubbing your eyes and sneezing and you're like like shooting contacts across the room.
I mean, that's kind of nice to have in case of, you know, physical altercation.
Yeah. Somebody starts assaulting you.
You have a weapon.
Blink. Yeah.
Boom,
it's probably not going to hurt him, but it might freak him out enough for you to get time to run.
Look like one of those lizards that like shoots blood out of their eyes. The violet colored ones are cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write something. Meh. I'm gonna try to get some cleaning done. I cleaned earlier and packed earlier and did productive things. I finished my book last night after the sprint because I only had like 5 pages left when our sprints ended on Jess's channel. So I finished my book. Have not. Oh, I did start another one. It's Schmishmorn. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I'm gonna write tonight. Hi, Ashley. Gotta clean my scary room. Wait, you have to clean in your scary room? Which one of your rooms is scary and why?
Maybe because it's dirty.
It's full
of what?
Things.
Taxidermy? Bears? What's happening?
No, it's stacked high.
Oh, you went, it's full of things. And I'm like,
Full of things.
Raccoons.
I want you to know that the other day I seen a reel that was a lady whose kid was like on the front porch and like a rabid raccoon was like biting onto her pants leg.
I saw it.
And like the mom ran out of the house and like grabbed the raccoon by the scruff of its neck and pulled it away from the kid. And the kid was like not letting go of the mom. And she's like trying to get rid of her kid so she can get rid of the raccoon. And she finally gets the kid in the house and she like turns to a neighbor and was like, the raccoon's rabid. I'm going to throw it. Run into the house. And waited for them to go in the house and then just chucked it across the yard and then ran back in her house. And I was like, that lady has balls, my dude.
I mean,
when it's your children, you're willing to do pretty much anything.
You got to do what you got to do. But also,
just like grabbed that raccoon by the scruff of its neck and yanked it. And I was like,
there's no way they didn't all get treated.
They had to have, I'm sure.
Had to have.
But like to have the presence of mind to see someone outside and warn them before you chuck that thing.
I'm throwing a rabid raccoon.
Right.
If you don't want to be bit, go into your house.
Right. That thing, it was going to take a second for that thing to recover. She launched it.
She did.
But can you imagine like just opening your front door and walking out and there's a lady like holding a raccoon?
It was making sounds.
Go back in your house. I'm throwing it. It's rabid.
It was making a lot of sounds.
The little girl was screaming, so I'm sure they came outside to see what was going on.
Like, what the hell's happening?
It was all like on their like front door camera.
Not a single person came when I was attacked by a rabid raccoon. Not a single person. The dog saved me. That was fantastic. Didn't save me from getting 15 shots to get treated for rabies, but the dog did protect me from getting like actually actively bitten. The scratches were enough. I apparently still had to get treated.
I one time beat a wolf off of my pregnant dog with a 2x4 on the front porch.
Of course you did. Christ almighty.
She was on the front porch and she was being attacked by a dog. And I was like, this is not cool. And then I was like beating it off of her with a 2x4. And then I was like, that's a wolf and it's 3 times my size. And I still kicked its ass.
Take that, Jacob Black.
Right. I took him down.
Get the fuck out of here.
She doesn't want you, Jacob. Get out of here.
I called the dog warden and was like, because we trapped it in the dog kennel. And right. And so I called the dog warden and they didn't believe me. And I was like, I don't know if you're the person I need to call because it's a wolf. I don't know, like who. They're like, oh, I'm sure it's just like a German Shepherd or something. And I'm like, sure, come get it then. And he came and he walked around the corner and he went, well, that's a wolf. And I'm like, no shit, my dude.
That's what I literally said.
That's what I said.
Told you that. Good luck. They did have to euthanize it because it was someone's pet. And it had gotten out and had like killed a bunch of other animals. It killed like 3 of our cats and then went after the dog. And yeah, then it killed a bunch of like between our house and where it had been kept. It killed like a bunch of chickens and some other cats and some other dogs and stuff. So they did have to euthanize it. But I'm a beast. Is all I'm saying.
I just
not in my house.
I just screamed. I screamed like a little bitch. That's how
I would have too.
That's how I reacted. While this thing like came foaming and limping at me, I'm like, "Oh, I got hit by a car. It's hurt. It needs help." And then it was like, rah, 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 like came fucking at me. It was like, "It doesn't need help. It doesn't need help. I need help." And then the dog had it. The dog was not letting go. That dog's mouth, it was not letting go until it was dead, and it didn't. But it was not. It was awful.
Unfortunately, they probably also had to euthanize that dog.
No, they did not. It's my sister's dog.
Really?
Yeah, no, Tyson's fine. He had his boosters for rabies, so he went in and got 1 shot, and I got 15.
Oh, I figured usually they just like
They did, like, the
Maybe-
CDC came back out and checked him. Like, they had to take him in. They had to prove that they had gotten his shots. The CDC called me to make sure I had gotten my shots and was following up with it because they were afraid I was going to go like full zombie on people. I don't know. But they did come out and check the dog and make sure that he was like okay after X amount of time, and he was fine.
That's good.
So
I work with a lady. No, I don't work with a lady. I know a lady who was the head of a health department, and it was her job to do the thing where you have to take the animal that's been bitten by the rabies part of their body to be examined to see if the thing, and she was the one that had to do the thing with the thing.
no, thank you.
I've heard some horror stories.
No, thank you.
But Julie's expression when you suggested that her sister's dog was
I was
dead.
like, it's Ticey. Ticey's fine.
I'm surprised.
He's still, I mean, he was up to date on his like vaccines and boosters, so there wasn't really like a threat. Like, and the raccoon never got him. Like, he went for the jugular and got it before he could get bitten. It was just that he had.
Yeah. I say that because I come from a very rural area, and yes, I say rural. Weird. I know, Julie. But
No,
like
I don't think you do.
the people here are like a do things first, ask questions later kind of people. So they probably would have just without.
Well, I immediately called my sister, who's a vet tech, and I was like, we were just attacked by a rabid raccoon. She was like, does Tyson have any cuts or scratches? I was like, I don't think so. She's like, pour peroxide down his throat. I was like, okay. I don't know. I did things, and then she was like, but you're not cut. You're not bleeding. And I was like, no, I'm fine. She's like, 99%, 98% of people that catch rabies just die. There's no like treatment. You're going to die. Are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I was not fine. I called her later after I got home, absolutely still shaken, took a bottle of wine to the face, and then went, I've got cuts. I had scratches down my arm and I had cuts on my knuckles, and I called her and she was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, I've got cuts and scratches. She's like, you have to go to the hospital right now. I was like, I just drank a bottle of wine. I can't drive myself. She's like, you better find a way to get there. She's like, she like left the room my nieces and nephew were in and like took me into a quiet room, and she was like, you're gonna die. And I was like, Jesus Christ. She's like, you have to go. I was like, okay.
I'm way too stoned to drive to the devil's house.
I had to call my mom. I was like, Mommy, I might have rabies, and I drank a bottle of wine, and you gotta come get me. And you gotta take me to the hospital. She was like, I'm sorry. Can you repeat all of those sentences? I was like, yeah.
In the same order, so I can make sure that the story made sense.
Tyson and I were attacked by a rabid raccoon. He killed the raccoon. I got scratches on me. I came home and I was really shaken up, so I drank a bottle of wine. And now Nicole says I'm going to die, so you have to come take me to the hospital.
Oh, God.
It was fucked up.
This is the best day ever.
It was not the best day ever.
No, this is the best day ever. Right now, reliving it later on after the trauma has already happened.
Hilarious.
Best day ever.
Hilarious. I'm reading so many books. We'll see what I get to. I think I'm going to start with a chapter of Tell Me I'm Worthless. Nobody needs to tell me that. Hello. Oh, sorry.
It would be a lie.
You're going to be crotcheting. Love that.
Get some crotcheting done.
I never said it, but I'm going to be working on my book. I'm working on re-outlining it. So
editing photos and
I'm doing this stuff.
Good. Stop wearing contacts around 2000. Plan on working on my work in progress and getting ready for bed. I promise we're going to get to a sprint. I swear. We chatted longer than expected. The one that I was hoarding in as a child, full of things from stressful childhood. Get out with the bed.
It's a basement full of raccoons. See? Told you.
I was like, what is it? I don't know what I'm going to work on. I've been working on a genealogy, but my shoulder is hurting. So maybe just reading. Definitely do that then. Hello. I can't imagine if you came in the middle of that conversation, and I'm sorry. Now I gotta check out this rabbit raccoon thing on YouTube. It's aggressive. I'm reading the Pallbearers Club. This is so traumatizing, and I'm laughing very hard.
Us too, Matt. Us too.
It's not necessarily worse than Lyme's disease. It doesn't continue. It was a one-time treatment, and now, I was fine. I didn't die.
But if you had it.
Had I had it, probably dead. But I didn't.
So it would have been worse than Lyme disease
So
if
fine.
you had it.
Had I, yeah, and then I was like, but now I'm superhuman, and they're like, no, if you ever come into contact again, you need to do this all over again. And I was like, hate that. Don't wanna.
Well, Maddie, that's what you get for making your name Mads.
Listen, I'm trying to respect people and what
I
they
will call
want.
you whatever name you want.
I'll call you what you want, but you seem that you have indicated what you want to be called, and now I shall call you the thing.
I shall call you the thing with the thing. Ooh. Maybe not to call you the thing with the thing, because that.
You know what? I know, but I'm not even going to call you Mads anymore. I'm just going to call you Little Bit.
Was my aunt's dog's name or my grandma's dog's name? I don't know. We could figure that out. Name was Little Bit. That's all I remember.
Okay. Well, I wasn't doing it in a demeaning way. She is tinier than me, so now I'm just going to call her Little Bit.
I'm laughing at the fact that was actually a name that someone named their animal, and it was funny.
Okay. I feel like it's like a hardcore street name, or it could be, right? Like, you don't want to fuck with somebody whose like gang name is Little Bit. Like, that's
no, because he's probably cousins with Tiny, and they're
Tiny's
both like
not
6'5" and like
don't do it.
So
I wouldn't approach a Little Bit. We are gonna sprint.
We really probably should have been here for 25 minutes.
That is what we do here normally.
It's because I'm here. We're always more chatty when I'm here.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I like that. I would need therapy if that happened to me, Julie. Yeah.
She was pretty traumatized for a long time.
I was traumatized for a very long time. My family thought it was hilarious, and it wasn't that funny. It is now. It wasn't at the time. At that time when Amber said would be down to hide a body. I'm counting on it. Hello, joining late, but I've been laughing from minute one. We love that. We're here to be productive and joyful. All right, we're going to pull up a timer, and we're going to do things. We're going to do amazing things.
We're going to have a time.
Good luck, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I forgot that I had to run these. I was like, Jess is taking a long time. That's stupid.
I mean, we were live streaming. Well, I was live streaming for 6 hours yesterday. You guys were there for 4. So, like,
Yeah. I was like, that's weird. I should do something. How do we do?
That's being such a weirdo.
I mean,
I did pretty good. I am coming up with some good ideas on how to improve it as I'm going through and like writing out my outline. So
good.
I think I'm making good progress.
Good.
Doing the thing.
Have no idea how many words I got, but I got consistent words. So there's that.
I repainted these 2 nails that peeled off. So I'm at a full 10 right now.
I'm a full 0.
Which is again why I said it was worth me spending money to do it, because obviously I'm like using it every day.
Let's see how you guys
Like how
did.
she muted herself before she said 1 second though.
She was like, I mean, we heard the door. We knew it was coming.
I also did more setting up next week in my planner.
Mhm.
I'm in the middle of Maddie's video that she posted a little bit ago. Having a great time. Laughing.
What little bit post about?
Little Bit posted a mid-year check-in tag for 2023. And she was doing some Cassie Clare slander, and it made me laugh because
oh my god,
Maddie and
we're
I both
halfway
love
through the
Cassie Clare.
year.
Shut your whore mouth.
Look at Amber's face. I mean, we're almost halfway through the year.
I need the second half of this year to be so much better than my first half.
It's gonna be.
It has to be.
I need 0 deaths.
I can't promise that.
In,
Well, for you,
my family at
in
least.
your family, you're probably solid. Mine's
like somebody's
super
probably
sketchy.
gonna die between now and the end of the year.
Like
Someone
mine-
somewhere.
Mine's
At least
pretty
one
solid.
I need
Yeah.
0 deaths in my family. Knock on wood. And whatever I gotta do, throw salt over shoulder and tell me whatever I
0
gotta
hospital stays. Because last year I was like, you know, when Melissa died, I was like, no more deaths. I need this year to just calm down. And then Mom had a stroke, and I was like, I should have been more specific.
I should have. I did not specify.
Yes. I need everyone to be happy and healthy for the rest of the year.
Should have been more Pacific.
I was
Yeah.
too Atlantic.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I was doing. I was doing planner things and watching videos and painting these 2 nails. I did not do much in 45 minutes. What was I doing?
I don't know.
Oh, I ordered some stuff for the garden. Like some plant ties and a hose reel thing for my hose, so it's not all over the place. I gotta keep my hose in check.
Some hose in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did some online shopping as well. I was doing the things.
All right.
I was doing the things.
doing. Hello, Kate L. using this account now. I got half of scene 2 because it was terrible, and reread the rest of the dumpster fire.
But
No idea how many words, but at least chunks done. So this is just you now. This is what we're working with, or is this like a one-off?
You know you want to say it, Amber. Show me what you're working with.
Oh,
I didn't want to say it.
I didn't.
Go
Read
home, Carla.
2 chapters of Tell Me I'm Worthless, did my duo lesson, and read a little bit of The Moth Keeper, but ran out of time to run out the timer. I literally was like, The Moth Man, and then I was like, nope, it's Keeper. I'm working on my cover art for my book, made some progress. I love that. That is exciting. Making progress on the blanket I'm working on. Fantastic. Nope. Things jumped. Got some quick editing on one of my works in progress, and 93 words have been written. And yes, I did check out the flying rabbit raccoon thing. She hurled it, huh? I mean, she got distance.
She probably
Yeah,
like
they-
threw shot put in high school or something.
I feel like I saw definite bitage though. Like she caught some too. It was mildly PTS inducing. It was a little bit traumatic for me, but I feel you. My brother had a heart attack New Year's Day 2020, and I thought the year could not get any worse than the first.
My year's been horrific.
Yes, yours has been. Yeah. I like to say, like, it can only get better, but I'm also the kind of person that's always waiting for disaster. So, like, I don't say that because, yes, it could get better, but it could also get worse. So I'm not going to fuck with shit. I'm not going to say anything. Yep, this is me now. Old account was tied to a college account that's going bye-bye. Well, welcome. I'll forget it's you every single time. So I apologize. Also, would you like to be called this name that I can't pronounce because I don't speak Gaelic Irish, or do you want to? Is Kate okay still?
I assumed it was Ciara, but
I would assume sometimes that's
sometimes
Kiara.
You never know with Irish.
That could be Kira.
it could be Kiera.
It could be all of those things. Yeah,
It could be George. You don't know with
it could be George. It could be George.
Could
I'm
be
just
Sarah.
trying to be respectful, like little bit. I'm just trying to call people what they want to be called. That's all.
Could be Sarah.
She could be Sarah. It was hucked. Hucked is a great word for that. Honestly, it's easier. Okay. Just realized the Moth Keeper is the same author as the Tea Dragon Society. Oh, I love those.
I did like the Tea Dragon Society.
Yeah. Good morning, Siobhan.
Good morning. You're getting a later morning here than usual.
I haven't seen you in forever. I've missed you. Kate or George or whatever the name of the day is. We're just going to switch back and forth. Your name is going to be the new, like, how is it pronounced? One day you'll be Kira, then Kiara, then Sarah. Just be Kate. You're muted. Is that on purpose?
No.
Okay. Sure isn't.
Sure is not. Yesterday when I was showing you guys my Brandon Sanderson stack of manuscripts in my room, what I didn't show you, I mean, I did show you the family tree, but what you didn't see, because I don't want you to know who the family tree is because that is spoilers. A lot of the names are like Gaelic or Irish. So I have like underneath of them written out the pronunciation. And I think I'm the only American who was able to actually say Saoirse Ronan's name properly when she first became popular, because it's one of my characters' names.
It's fair.
It was already in my brain.
None of them are said the way they look like they should be said. And none of them look like they should be said at all. They look like they're meant to be read.
I feel like in Ireland they were like, what shall we name this person? And they like put a bunch of letters and they just like reached in and then just threw it, and however they landed, they're like, and then how would we say that? George, who cares? Let's go with it.
They like threw a handful of runes and then just went Ted.
It's got like 12 letters. They're like, that says Ted.
I mean, to be fair, all of my family they're like James and Kathleen's and Catherine's, and like they're not
Gaelic names.
No,
yeah.
we don't get crazy. Some of the kids, I feel like my generation has, like, the parents' generation still have relatively like Americanized names, and then my generation has very Americanized names, and then or British names, I guess. I don't know, but then their kids have reverted back. Like their children, they've gone back to like the roots.
Well, because the weird names are popular, and the best way to have a weird name is to do something historical that's weird. Because then when someone's like, "Oh, you just make that up," you're like, "Actually, no, it's my great grandmother's name." But thanks.
Also, she called your names weird, not me.
I was giving an example.
I wouldn't, the thing is here in America, right? Like with my two cousins that have kids, it's been more popular to take a traditional sounding name and find new ways to spell it.
Which I hate.
I hate that. I hate
Like
that.
I have my cousin's friend, it's not my actual cousin. She has a daughter and she's named Haley, but it's spelled like Hayleigh. And I'm like, that's a lot of letters for Haley.
Jail.
Like, it could have
Right to
been
jail.
so much easier.
Straight
There's
to jail.
already 43 ways to spell Haley without making it long.
Yeah.
As a
Like-
once teacher, there's nothing worse in the world. It's like I don't want to do this. And having nannied for children that have traditional names for their culture, it's so disheartening to see the little boy that I nanny for just be like, it's not worth correcting them anymore. He just lets people call them by the wrong name. I'm like, you poor boy. I was like, that's your name. You deserve to have it said correctly, but it's, not a traditional American name.
His name has an A, and we as Americans assume a certain sounding letter, but it's said more like
As a U. Yeah.
And so it's like I even made the mistake before, like you corrected me, but then once you corrected me, I say it correctly now.
Yeah. Yep.
I try to remind myself like how a name is supposed to be said and not how it's like and how it's not supposed to be said, but then I get them confused in my brain. And so then I'll continue saying it wrong forever until someone's like, yo, you dumb hoe, listen.
Hearth and
I'm
hearth. I tried.
Hearth and hearth does not make sense to me because hearth is a word. Who calls it a hearth?
I don't know.
That just sounds like you're calling for a funeral procession and you have a lisp.
Maybe I am.
Does somebody have the hearth? We need the hearth here.
Where's the hearth? The hearth goes first.
I mean, now you're making fun of people with lisps.
No.
We're just giving an example of what that means. We're not making fun.
Nope. Kid is named after two of my great-great-grandmother's names. And it is unusual, but not really. I mean, I've got nephews and nieces with unique names. It happens. But
my great-grandmother and her sister were Disney fairy tale names because my great-grandmother's name is
Pocahontas.
Mary Margaret,
Mm-hmm.
which was the name of Snow White. Her name was Mary Margaret. And her sister's name was Ursula. So, Ursula.
What's funny is when, my name is Amber, and it's so, like, especially for people in my generation, it's such a common name. And then and it's such an easy name. And then I'll get people that'll say, like, how do you spell that? And I'm like, really? I can understand my last name, but my first name? Really?
We did some work for a lady the other week, and her name is Kathy. And it's Kathy with a C, but my brain spells Kathy with a K automatically. Like if you tell me your name's Kathy, I'm putting a K. And I was like, I feel bad. And then I later learned that her daughter's name was Jessica, spelled with a K instead of a C. And I was like, you're telling me this lady took vindication to her child. She had to have been like, my parents named me Kathy with a C, and nobody's ever got it right my entire life.
With a C that she just shortened.
Nobody's got it right their whole life. And now I've had to deal with people spelling it with a K instead of a C. So I'm going to have a kid and I'm going to name her Jessica. I'm going to put a K in it for fun. I'm like, did you also just hear that go?
I work with a girl named Jessica. You say her name Jessica. It is spelled Jesshica. It looks like Jessica, but it's just pronounced Jessica.
Right.
The first time I met her and I had seen her name and I was like, I don't want to mess it up. So how do you say your name? She was like, it's just Jessica. And I'm like, that sounds wrong because that's not how it's spelled.
No. That
I've never seen somebody spell it that way.
Absolutely mind blown because I'm the oldest of 4. So it's Julie, Nicole, Elena, Georgina. My mother, because as you do, scream at your children, we all answer to one name. We all answer to Jelena, because she could never get any of our names out. She never got any of them right. When she yelled at one kid, it was always a different name. So we all will answer to Jelena. I went to my first book signing and somebody came up and I said, "What's the name?" And they went, "Jelena." And I was like, "You gotta be shitting me." She was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "No, it's not." She's like, "No, my name's Jelena." I was like, "Holy shit." I explained it and then I left and I texted my sisters and I was like, "I met Jelena." And they were like, "What?" I was like, "I met Jelena. This whole time, Mom's been screaming for her." It was amazing.
That
My
would be
grandmother
hilarious.
always would do that. She would always say everybody's name before she got to the right name.
Every time.
No, they give up and they just say, "You come here."
We were just
Yeah,
all
my grandmother would be like,
Jelena.
Erica, Sam, Jessica, Amber, whoever you are, come over here. And I'm like, literally, you said my name last. And I was like, is it just that, am I like the last to you? And then I heard her say something to somebody else, and she literally said my name before she said theirs. And I'm like, you know who they are because you say their name last and everybody else's name first.
She's not going to keep saying names once she hit the right one.
You stop, yeah.
Well, I don't worry about that anymore. Now she doesn't know who any of us are.
Like, of course it was.
Now she wouldn't know me out of a lineup, so it's fine. It's not fine, but
It's not fine.
she doesn't call me by the wrong name. She doesn't know my name.
Your name's Carol.
No, not Carol, please. God, no.
Lee, like Janet Lee, with an A at the end. Yeah. Calls no end of trouble.
Yeah, I would have assumed Leah.
I would have thought Leah too. Leah. I've had people, family members, legitimately write me cards, unironically spelled July, July.
Julie.
I'm not a month.
I was like, in what world is that Julie? Like, I'll get Julia sometimes. Hate that for me, but whatever. But July was very new.
Why sometimes
do you get people asking you what it's short for?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my middle name is Anne, so they're like, "Oh, your full name is Julianne." I'm like, "No, it's not." Same with some of my cousins. My mom loved The Little Mermaid. A bunch of kids and dogs' names. Yeah, I've given up on telling people how to spell.
I feel like my mom literally picked my name out of a book or something. I don't think I was actually named after anybody.
I was named after a little girl she babysat for. And then everybody after me got a family name. Not me.
My grandma got to pick my name because she was dying. She lived for another 35 years.
Jesus.
What a cunt. I hate my name. And
change it.
I am when I publish.
Okay. I'll start calling you something new right now. I'll call you Kira Knightley or, a little bit. Whatever you want to be called. Me too, Jess. My mom has a Kathy. So it's always a K.
Always a K.
Joe.
It's not wrong phonetically.
I quite literally call my kids by the opposite name, cunts. Yep. My brother and I would answer to our parents' names because our grandparents would sometimes. Yep. That also makes sense. Used to get called my parents' names. The dog got called my name.
That's rough.
It's fair. All right, we're going to do another sprint.
Yep.
Are we
ready? Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Are we?
You don't have to, but we gonna.
Okay, I can finish watching Little Bit's video.
Okay. Here we go.
Good luck, everybody.
Hello. How are we doing?
I'm having a moment.
Oh no, what'd you do?
I'm not sure. I somehow think I was looking for a book, and it's apparently an Audible original.
Mm-hmm.
But it was free. I didn't.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Sometimes they put Audible originals free for Amazon Prime.
Even the second book in the series.
Depending
It's
on how an
literally
author sets it, maybe. I don't know.
Literally just, it says, listen or add to your library. This does not make sense to me. The math is not mathing. Amazon never gives you anything.
Take it. Download it while you can.
I am. Don't worry.
Take it now.
Take it out while you can. I'm so confused. Okay, anyway, hi. Welcome.
Hi.
It literally was just happening, and I was just like, what?
What is the name of the book? Let me see if it shows free for me too.
Everyone go get free books. What?
It's a rough one. The Mistwick School of Music Craft.
The hell?
Got it?
Well,
it's a middle grade fantasy about people who have magic by playing music. And I'm a witch who plays music. So it, you know,
fair.
I was interested.
Did you join an Audible Plus?
No.
Because it says for me that it's $6.96, or you can join Audible Plus, which I've never heard of. And it says Audible Plus comes with unlimited audiobooks and listening on select audiobooks, Audible originals, and podcasts.
You start a free trial.
Oh, I am. Audible Premium Plus, 1 credit monthly, included with your membership. The Plus catalog.
How long have you been paying for that?
I don't know.
I think it's the normal Audible where you get like 1 credit a month, but now they've added that Plus where you get certain ones for free while you're on.
How'd you do, Amber?
I actually did pretty good. I'm a little stuck on my outline itself. So I went in and I was working on editing the first chapter, kind of with some suggestions that I've gotten to make it better and stuff. So I was working on that.
Love that for you. I got more words of my Schmishmorn. I don't know how many, but tension is building. Let's see how everybody else did. Hello, JK. It's going. I mean, now it's gone, but you know, it went.
It went.
I'm ready for bed. Glad the night is winding up. It is. Hello, shower done and took rest of stream off.
Nice.
Fair. Got some genealogy done for the first sprint and watched videos for the second. About 100 words of, well, they're words. I like that you changed your name.
They did that before we went to the last sprint.
Oh, really?
You didn't notice it?
No. That's adorable.
Because somebody's going to look at that and go like, all right, but how does an R make a T sound?
Even though I have too many books started, I started another one. You literally just said that time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. This series is so funny. I got ready for bed, did a tarot reading, which I still have to do. Looked up some lavender and rosemary seeds to buy so I can
throw them on the windowsill.
Throw them out the windowsill. Grow them on the windowsill. I was like, is that a new thing? Like, I know you can do a lot with rosemary and lavender. like a lot of witchy shit. I didn't know you had to throw it out your windowsill. Now I'm going to eat some chocolate. Sounds amazing. Almost done with the section I'm on. Well done.
She's not just gonna eat chocolate. She's gonna eat chocolat.
Chocolat.
Because like that's the fancy spelling.
Yeah.
Chocolat.
I watched Little Bit's video, finished watching that, and then I watched something else. Don't remember what. And I'm in the middle of Literary Diversions video for her TBR, because I'm doing the mixtape-a-thon, which is something that they co-host, and so I'm like trying to come up with my TBR for that. Hence why I was looking for that book on the phone for an audiobook. And I also packed my lunch for tomorrow and got the puppies food.
Good. Are you looking for any more prompts that you can't fill that you need suggestions for?
No, that was the last one.
Good.
I'm all square. I don't know how I'm going to do what my brain thinks it's going to do. But for some reason, my brain thinks it's going to read The Well of Ascension in general for a 1 week
readathon.
For a 1 week readathon. That, but also A Gathering of Shadows in the same week, along with 2 other books. Is that happening?
No.
Nope.
I feel like A Gathering of Shadows is a fast read, though.
I'm on my 3rd time trying to read it. No, 2nd time.
Which one is that? 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Fucking hated that book.
It's someone you didn't like because it had like the whole aspect of a tournament, and she does not like tournament.
I hated everything about that
book.
The 1st and 3rd, fine. Book 2, awful.
Well, the 1st book, I started reading it and read like a quarter of it and then like basically DNF'd it. But then somebody convinced, I was reading it with someone as like a buddy read. And I think their opinion was infiltrating my opinion. You know how your brain does that sometimes?
Yeah.
Like when someone, all they're doing is pointing out all of the negatives and then that's all you see and you don't see like the positives. So I waited a year and then read it again. And I did really enjoy it the second time around. And then I started reading A Gathering of Shadows at the beginning of this year or the beginning of last year, I think. I think it was the beginning of last year. And then the things happened and I put it on the shelf and I never picked it up again.
Yeah.
So one of the prompts was like to pick a book that you have either been reading for a long time or did a soft DNF on. And I was like, well, I should get back to that because that's the one.
It's not categorically bad. It's just I don't like that kind of story.
Julie does not like magical tournaments, period.
I think what I'm going to do in the land of cheating on readathons, in case anyone's interested. So I'm going to read Gathering of Shadows. Daughter of the Pirate King is my other book, and the Mistwick School of
very quick read.
So I'm going to read those 3, and then I will start reading The Well of Ascension. And I feel like if I get 50% into The Well of Ascension before the readathon ends, I'm going to count that as a win.
I think so.
Because it's a chunker.
Yeah. I actually really did like Daughter of a Pirate King, but I did not continue with the series. I let it just be a standalone.
I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, but it's on my list of 12 books, or these books will self-destruct in 12 months.
Yeah.
A list which has way more books left on it than it should have at the middle of the year. So I decided to pull some from that.
I think I read it exactly as it came out from like Owlcrate, and I don't know if it would hold up now, but at the time I enjoyed it.
I mean, the best part is that I am now if I've read 25% of a book for a readathon and the book didn't work, I count it.
Okay.
I tried. It's not my fault. It's the book's fault.
It is. I love the idea of my neighbors just throwing seeds into their yards. It grows where it grows. Got some editing done. They
do that here with bluebonnets. They actually go up and down the highways and just like spit seeds out through a truck that just spits seeds out into the sides of the highway so that they continue to just grow down the highway.
Those are the same trucks we have here, except salt.
Yeah.
I feel like ours yeets it at a different angle to like the grass and not onto the road.
It's still a downward trajectory.
It's similar.
Yeah, but they do it every so often, every few years, because they will continue to come back, but not at the level at which they were. So they continue like every couple of years to throw more out there.
Texas, got to keep Texasing.
Yeah.
Got to keep it
They
going.
only last for like 2 weeks, maybe, out of the year.
Well, you're not going to get fields of any particular kind of flower here except for like ragweed. So, sorry. Friends, that's it. I'm tired. We ran late because we ran chatty because rabies, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Pretty much it. That's
Pretty
what
much
she
it.
said.
Happy June. Got it.
Took some time to come back
Got
around.
it a smidge late, but I got it. Happy June. And I think that's it. They're scheduled. We're scheduled for the whole rest of the month. And my weekend relay is already scheduled. So
Mine isn't.
You can set notifications for everything, my friends, for the rest of this week. Because July's a shit show. They may or may not. Who knows what's happening is what I'm getting at. But
let me make this commitment currently.
Mm-hmm.
If Julie's gonna miss a Sunday, I will do a Sunday.
Cool.
And that way our friends can still be productive.
Heard it here.
I don't see why we would have to miss a Sunday.
I don't either. That's why I'm offering.
Because you're not going to move until Monday, and I'm not leaving until Monday.
I'm going to be dealing with an incredibly angry, senile woman.
She won't be there that last Sunday.
Why would you talk about Jasmine like that?
Yes, she will be. They changed her move date.
But not the last Sunday, right? The day before you move out.
I don't.
Are you okay? Did you?
I don't know that that's the thing that's going to happen, is what I'm saying. So we'll see.
Either way,
I will schedule them in the hopes that it's going to happen, but I am not committing to that happening. So I will schedule.
If I have to get on alone in an empty house, I will do it.
Okay. Well, then you'll be good either way. We will schedule.
I'll be your friend, Amber. It's fine.
There you go. All right, friends. Have a fantastic week. And we'll catch you next Sunday.
Yep.
Goodbye, peoples.